Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about 8 great places to retire on the Mediterranean. Are they the best places to retire on the Mediterranean? Maybe they are. It will depend on your personal opinion. However, what there is no doubt about is that these 8 places are an excellent choice if you want to have a relaxed lifestyle by the seaside with an overall pretty good weather year-round in Europe. And before we start, you already know it. If you want to travel, move, or invest abroad, hit the like button, check our other videos, book a consultation call with me, the link is in the description. And most importantly, subscribe. Let's start. We are going to start today's list with one of my overall favorite places to be in Europe, which is the coast of Croatia. The coast of Croatia is actually quite long, despite the country itself being not among the largest ones in the European continent. All of the Croatian coast is on the Adriatic Sea, which is a subdivision of the Mediterranean Sea, and the topic of today's video. On the Croatian coast, you will find all kinds of cities, towns, and islands. Definitely one of the various options will fit your lifestyle and needs. If you want to live at the seaside in Croatia and still have all of the facilities of a highly urbanized and developed city, probably the cities of Split and Rijeka are the best options, as they are the largest cities on the Croatian part of the Adriatic coast. There are smaller cities, which are equally interesting, such as the famous Dubrovnik or Zadar. You may also want to live in one of the many islands along the coast, including some pretty famous ones such as Hvar, Korčula or Krk. The only downside of Croatia is that it still doesn't offer a specific visa for retirees. So if you are an EU citizen, you can just come to Croatia, live there and enjoy it as much as you want. If you are not an EU citizen, however, you will have to find a reason to stay in Croatia, as retirement in itself does not create grounds to get a residence permit in the country. The next option in today's list is Izmir, Turkey. Izmir is the most populous city and or place featured on this video. It is the perfect option if you want to live close to the sea, but at the same time enjoy the life of a cosmopolitan city. Izmir has a population of around 3 million inhabitants, which is roughly 5 times more than the whole country of Montenegro, which is also featured a little bit further in the video. One of the critical advantages of Turkey is that it is one of the cheapest countries among all countries on the Mediterranean. You may find some cheaper cities in Egypt or Morocco or Tunisia, which also have some coastline on the Mediterranean, but the prices in Turkey are pretty competitive also compared to the quality of the services. Another advantage of Turkey is that getting a residence permit in the country is not only inexpensive, but also very easy to obtain. So Turkey, definitely a good place to consider if you want to retire with a good quality of life on a budget on the Mediterranean. The next place is the Amalfi Coast in Italy. The Amalfi Coast is a small part of the Italian coastline just south of Naples, with some of the most iconic beach towns in Italy such as Amalfi, Positano, and Sorrento. You may also want to check out the island of Capri, right next to these towns. Most people agree that the Amalfi Coast is one of the most scenic places in Europe, and as a matter of fact, it was used several times as a shooting location for a number of films and featured even in some video games. Despite its mountainous and scenic locations, it is pretty easy to get in and out of one of these towns, as the Naples International Airport is just 50 to 60 kilometers to most destinations along the Amalfi Coast. If you want to retire in Italy, there is a specific class of residence permit for those earning passive income. It is called the elective visa. You can check out our video on how to move to Italy for more details. The financial requirements to retire in Italy are a bit higher than in Portugal or Albania, for example, but if you like the Italian culture, it is well worth it. So the Amalfi Coast is indeed a great place to retire, but it is definitely not the cheapest option. The next place is in Spain. We're going to talk about Costa del Sol, or in plain English, the Coast of the Sun. Coincidentally or not, this region in the south of Spain is pretty sunny, and it is definitely one of the best places to retire on the Mediterranean. The Costa del Sol is located in the community of Andalusia. Despite its relatively small size, the Costa del Sol has a pretty diverse choice of cities and towns for you to spend time in. The largest city is Malaga, but if you want to be in one of the most glamorous places in the region, the best choice would be Marbella. If you want smaller towns with more affordable real estate prices, you can also find them in Costa del Sol. Apart from the Costa del Sol in itself, The autonomous community of Andalusia is a region with a lot of history, culture, and a number of absolutely incredible places to retire, live, and even go out for a coffee. Among my favorite cities in the region, beyond the Costa del Sol, I can highly recommend Granada and Sevilla. Spain has a few residence permits and visa categories suitable for retirees. Among the most uncomplicated options, there is the non-lucrative visa, which can be obtained if you can prove you have a passive income, may it be from your pension, investments, or a combination of sources. The next place is in Montenegro. We're gonna talk about the Bay of Kotor. The Bay of Kotor, or Boka Kotorska in Montenegrin, is the next place in our list of the best areas to retire on the Mediterranean, and it is easy to understand why. The Bay of Kotor has some of the most stunning, surrealistic, and I would even dare to say beautiful landscapes in all of Europe. You will find many little towns with beautiful stone houses all along the coast. Just stunning. Apart from that, the Bay of Kotor has its own airport, the Tivat Airport, so it is not extremely difficult to get there. Although the area around the airport is highly mountainous, you may or may not want to check some videos of planes landing and taking off from the airport in Tivat. It is pretty interesting, exciting, and a little bit scary. It is also very easy to obtain a residence permit in Montenegro. One of the easiest ways to do that, which is quite suitable if you are a retiree, is by buying property in the country. So if you buy property in Montenegro, you can have a great lifestyle, a relatively low cost of living, a high level of safety, and a very inexpensive residence permit along with that. The next place is Monaco. The Principality of Monaco is the most luxurious place in today's list, and a favorite among eccentric millionaires, Formula 1 drivers, and Russian oligarchs. It is actually not very surprising to see Monaco as one of the best places to retire in Europe, as the Principality has a long list of strong advantages attracting wealthy retirees to this country, which is one of the smallest in the world. Monaco has everything you could expect from a great place to retire. It is extremely safe, and it has one of the best geographical locations in Europe. Just a short drive to cities like Nice in France, Sanremo in Italy, and if you drive a little further, you can even end up in Switzerland. Apart from that, Monaco is one of the best places to live in Europe, if you want to be in a place with extremely low tax rates. As a matter of fact, the personal income tax rate in Monaco is 0, unless you're French. Then, in that case, other less interesting rules apply. But Monaco has one slight disadvantage. It is pretty expensive to get a residence permit in the country. But the residence permit in itself is not the most expensive thing you have to worry about if you choose to live in the small principality, as the cost of living is among the highest in the world. The next destination in our list today are the Greek islands. Just like with the Croatian coast, I prefer not to pick any specific island in Greece, and instead consider all of them as an option. The reason behind this is that, first of all, there are quite many islands in Greece, and at the same time, there are many lifestyle options to choose from on the various islands of Greece. You may want to stay in a more famous destination such as Santorini or Mykonos, but you may also want to browse around for a lesser known island and still keep your quality of life very high. So if you choose to live in Greece, you will definitely spend a lot of time just choosing which would be the best island for you to settle down. Another advantage of Greece is that it is quite easy to retire in the country, regardless of your nationality. You will obviously have an edge if you're an EU citizen, but even if you aren't, there are quite many residence permit categories for non-EU expats willing to reside in Greece. The easiest option is the visa for financially independent persons. Greece also has a golden visa, which can be a good option if you want to invest in real estate in the country in your retirement years. Now we come to the last place of today's list. The Albanian Riviera. The Albanian Riviera is the last destination in our list today, and probably the most undiscovered option if you want to go off the beaten path and retire in Europe. Albania has some of the most scenic beaches on the Adriatic and the Ionian Sea, which are both part of the Mediterranean Sea, but the Albanian Riviera is just a small part of the coast, in the southern part of the country, including the districts of Sarande and Vlore. The landscapes are just stunning, the turquoise beaches are among the best in Europe. And that's not everything. You can still have all of this in Albania for a fraction of what it would cost in its southern neighbor Greece, or in most other Mediterranean countries in Europe. Apart from that, Albania just recently approved a residence permit category for retirees, and also for those who own property in the country. So even if you're not officially a retiree receiving a pension, you can still live in Albania by buying property in the country. The only downside of the Albanian Riviera is its transport infrastructure, as it does not count with an international airport as of today. there's a project to build an international airport in Vlore, so when this happens, the region will definitely become more interesting. And that's it for today's video. Write down in the comment section what is your favorite day of the week and why. And if you still have time, which of these countries you would like to retire in. And then the usual nonsense, you are probably already tired of it, but we have to do this again. So if you want to travel, move, or invest abroad, hit the like button, check our other videos, book a consultation call with me, the links in the description. And most importantly, subscribe. See you next time.